What's going on, ladies and gents? Before we start off with the video, I want to remind everybody content creator program is going on. Season 15 is going strong and we have 2 codes that are currently active. I've just sent out all the codes to all the subscribers. Thank you so much. Everyone who is supporting, you got yourself 2 codes kicking around in the support section. Remember to log in the support tab, go under coupon history, get your code and put it into the game. Remember guys, all it is free. Click that support button, get yourself in. Supports me. I support you with codes. It's an amazing relationship and it's absolutely free to do. It's always pinned in every single description and every single comment section. All right, guys, let's get into the video and talk about this big topic for everybody in the game. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another SLA video. All right, guys, I am currently on vacation, probably in Mexico at this point, or at least flying to. So I want to say thank you to everybody who continues to watch. I'm making some videos ahead of time. So again, if the information is a little bit out of date due to some sort of news or anything like that, please forgive me in this case. I am not around to check my PC or make videos on the fly, but I am doing my best to give you guys whatever content I can while I am away. So please, guys, remember anything that comes up, I'll be watching. And if it's a short I have to make, I'll make a short on the fly in Mexico. But this is supposed to be a vacation, and I hope you guys are relaxed and enjoying it as well too, whatever you're doing. Okay, let's get into this topic. All right. So right now I'm about to do my guild boss. This is before I leave. This is before I'm leaving. I'm about to do a guild boss. My guild boss is actually up right now, and I want to talk a little bit about something that many players have been asking me to discuss. So let's talk about one of the biggest problems. Now, we all know that solo leveling Arise is probably one of the, if not the friendliest free-to-play games I have played. Yes, it has gotten a little stingier over the times. Honestly, it's expected, right? I'm not expecting the company to pretty much hand feed us the entire way through. They've done a very, very good job in being super generous, not only by giving us a lot of free stuff, such as these fantastic login events, but also, just the ability to just keep feeding us content on a constant basis. I think we've been very spoiled with solo leveling Arise, but that doesn't mean it's without its problems. And I think one of the biggest ones a lot of people are asking me to talk about, and I kind of agree with them, is the constant need to upgrade units. And this is one that has become very, very troublesome and becoming a lot more cumbersome for people to do. There's 2 major problems right now this game faces. Number one, we've talked about this one numerous times, and it's going to continue to be a problem. And I'll keep mentioning it. I've mentioned it, I can't even count at this point, 20 to 30 times in a month, in the last few months, actually. And one of the biggest issues we face, of course, is the fact that we don't have enough preset space. I've said this numerous times, give us 5 presets, 1 for each piece of content. We should have presets. At this point, maybe even 6. We should have presets for story mode. Honestly, story mode can share. I don't really care about that one. We should have one for guild boss, POD specifically, especially because we log in so many times and then you have to start everything over from scratch. So POD should have its own preset things, and it's really simple to do. And we'll talk more about how the simplicity of it. We should have a preset for BOT because most of the gear most of the time you don't even want to have gear that's leveled because, certain units like Min, for example, give, the person with the most amount of power his ultimate bonuses where you have a certain unit, you want that to have that. And so you give them like 1 piece of gear that's leveled. The rest of it doesn't matter. So BOT should have it at this point. Even bigger content that's more important is the Overseer's library. Like I'm going to work on putting mine together and on my free to play and try to complete the main one. I've been super lazy and presets is one of the reasons why, but I've been able to do this every single week. But this one here, because it requires the sheer amount of like people getting, look at this. How many am I off by? I need 18 to 20. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bro, I have to go in and get 11 people into the proper numbers in order to get this up. It's not an easy task to do, guys. It's very, very difficult. So presets has been a problem. So they need to give us at least at this point 6. This will be another one now that they have to do as well. And then of course, WOBL, right? Things like that. These are all very, very easy things for them to do. A simple memory system would be in place. Like for example, if I use Sun Janu, let's say I have gear that I specifically want and I share his gear with somebody else. Well, when I'm in that content, just save it. It's memory. It's server space. It's super, super easy, and the devs need to do this. And it's something we are currently lacking, and I'm going to continue pushing this. So devs, if you see this is still a problem. I brought it up numerous times. Mouse has brought it up. Zaf has brought it up. We've all kind of brought it up. And at this point, we all know that you guys are also very, very upset about the situation. And we're doing our best as content creators to make sure that your voices are heard. And this is a big one. This is probably, if anything, this is the biggest one that people complain about more than anything else. And rightfully so. There's just no excuse at almost 2-year mark to still have this be a problem. And it's something that is super easy to fix. And I really hope the devs hear us on this one, because again, it's a simple task, but I feel like, and I've said this numerous times to people who have asked me, why haven't they done this yet, Payne? It's because the team has shrunk, right? Like, you can't have the same level of commitment and manpower on a game that's almost 2 years old with gotchas, especially because considering how often gotchas are, created and how often they're probably sitting there making new ones, it's almost impossible, guys, for them to keep up with this. And this is as easy as a task as sounds like. It's going to be a difficult one. So this is one of the major problems in the game, and probably for most veterans, this is the biggest issue. Now, let's talk about the other one. This is another one that's a big problem right now, and it's the scarcity in resources to get things like that done, right? To get your levels up, to get your skills up, etc. Like, getting skills up now is becoming very cumbersome, whether you're free to play or pay to win. Like, to have enough skill scrolls now to get everybody to 10, or even the most important skills to 10, is becoming more and more difficult. Like my Christopher Reed, for example, right now, if I go to 10 here with him, like, I'm going to be broke, right? Like you see there, like, I'm going to do it because he does use his core often, but the more and more I have to do this, the more difficult this becomes and the harder it is to keep up. Like, a lot of my units here are 7/7/7s across the board. Like, supports are considered 100% 7. Igris, I've got 10 across because, of course, of how strong he is. Sung Juan, I got 10 across because he's my main DPS. But the point is, this is all power scaling issues that we're having, and a lot of it has to do with the lack of resources, right? Like, Cha, for example, as good as she is, I could definitely get this one up one more time, but you guys can see, like, the amount of effort it takes to get skills up is becoming a lot more difficult. Not only because of the lack of resources, skills is another one that they really don't drop enough of. It's also because there's more units coming out like, we're having double units, triple units sometimes coming out, and like the level of resources to be committed to these are getting a little bit, overburdening. And it's hard to get it. So I think this is one other place they really need to focus. Remember when gold was a problem? We all had gold problems for like a good year, and they slowly fed us piecemeals to make it better. Well, this is what we need again. We need something like this to make it a little bit easier to make this happen. Like, for example, right now, I need to build my win team, right? My win team is literally pointless. Like, I have a pointless win team on my free to play. So, like, my Goto, for example, look at this. Like, this is going to be a problem here to do. But his weapon is not even available. Like, if you look at his skills are all level 1, right? If you look at Leonard, all level 1. Like, this is a problem, right? Because somebody like me who like now needs to do win day, for example, I don't have the capacity to make this happen. Whether I'm free to play or paid, even on pay to win, I'm struggling to do that as well too, because it's just becoming so. Look at this, Jinna, all level 1, and they're all now most of them are A4 and A5 now. Like, I'm ready to do this, but we just don't have the resources. So this is becoming one of the bigger issues. Like, I know they're giving out a lot of resources in various different game modes, but I feel like skill scrolls are ones that are becoming neglected more and more. Even for buyers, it's becoming a little more difficult. So I know the two biggest places, guys, and please leave a comment if you agree with this. Two biggest places that people are struggling right now is cores, with the amount it takes to level it up, and number two, the skills. I think the skills are probably more importantly the ones that are more difficult. So if I were to go like all skills across the board, right? If I go like, let's see here, all skills, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, look at this. This is going to eat up everything practically that I own just to get Leonard up there in order for him to do okay damage, because you need to pretty much get him to 10, right? So this is something that I think we all need to kind of have our voices heard on, and I think it's very important to make sure that Netmarble knows, like, this is important to us. Like, this is a big deal, because a lot of us who are going to be playing this game for long term need ways to get this under our belt. And right now, with the lack of abilities to really get these outside of the shops, and outside of like farming gates, which is completely random, and buying them from the shop here and there is also very limited. This is becoming more and more difficult to do. So I think, really, guys, we really need to speak up on this one. I really hope that they do hear us on this, because I think that the game is fantastic still in terms of the way it handles free to play, and even pay to win. Like, it's still doing a amazing job, but we are struggling here with certain things, like especially with hunters skills. Like, you can buy this weekly and still won't have enough, right? So just simple things like this. I think this little QOL, like quality of life features like this, will make and break the game. Like, this one is a big one in my opinion, and one that needs to definitely be like pretty much handled as soon as possible. Because again, if you want people to do the Overseer's Library, it's not the fact that we don't have the power to do it, or we don't have the ability to do it. It's just how hard it is with the lack of quality of life features that could make things way easier for us to handle. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think. I think those are the two biggest problems currently the game is facing. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Next video, I'm going to talk about some POD things that I think need to change as well, because they're thinking of revamping POD completely, and I think that's a great idea, and I want to give my thoughts on it, and hopefully you guys agree or disagree. Let me know in the comment sections either way. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.